Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the spark plug videos. If you didn't, I'm sorry. That's just what I was doing. And it's really cold as a witch's tit in a brass brassiere outside, so whatever. And I'm waiting for John Deere parts. So here's what's going on today. Back in August, some cityit filed a complaint with the Department of Environmental Protection over the fish emulsion that I was using because it smelled bad. Not that it smelled bad, it just smelled like a little bit like the bay. That's how I've always described it, as not really a bad smell, just a little bit of a fishy smell. But anyways, they called the DEP and said that we were putting down toxic waste onto the fields to kill the deer. Because they know everything about what I do, that I was killing the deer with fish emulsion, when the fact of the matter is I'm not killing the deer, I'm deterring the deer. It's like a repellent. So anyways, the DEP shows up at the farm and they're like, hey, we've got a complaint, we need to do an inspection. He flashes his badge. Anyways, he flashes a badge, says he's going to inspect the farm and for violations and to see what we've been putting on the ground. Now, he's a nice guy, don't get me wrong. The guy was very professional, he was very informative, and all around, I think I could take this guy out for a drink and, get along just fine with him. He was a pretty decent guy, but he was just doing his job. So, with that being said, they found 3 things wrong with my chemical storage. They didn't find anything wrong with the fish emulsion because, honestly, it's liquefied fish. There's no chemicals added. It's just anaerobically digested fish. So, anyway, they took photographs and, what is that, the old Alice's restaurant thing, 23 8x10 color glossy photographs of the crime scene, and they couldn't find anything wrong with the product that I was using, and it wasn't even a restricted pesticide, but they did find 3 violations, 3 small violations. Damn, I got something caught in my throat. Anyway, what these... Oh, there's Dale Walker. Anyways, these three violations were: 1, ventilation; 2, signage; 3 was a locked door. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm actually building a new wall in my chemical storage facility, and I'm putting a lockable door in. It's not that the door that I had on there wasn't lockable, it just wasn't lockable anymore because it pretty well rotted off its hinges. So it's all my fault. I just neglected it, and sure enough, there it is. It's got to be done. So I've already got the signage up, and I'll show you that a little later in the video. And the door to the shipping container that I use as chemical storage, I'm going to actually remove the one because it's just really bad. And I'm going to build a new wall and put a new door on, and then I'm going to cut ventilation into the side of the shipping container. So that's what I'll be doing today. It's really nothing super special or fancy, but all over some cityit that decided that me being a farmer and using a product to deter deer from my soybean fields was, just not unacceptable. So it's just the ass-ache that I have here in New Jersey, and I'll get over it. It's fine. I'll do it, and I'll build it, and then next time when those assholes decide they're going to call the DEP on me, the DEP can come in, and I'm not even going to let them into my chemical shed unless they come with a warrant, because it will be locked up, and that's that. So I do need to do a little better job of the chemical storage anyway, just because of city. Okay, so here's the shipping container, and this is what the problem was. This door, the hinges, they just rotted off, and of course it was held on by this one. The door was just kind of frozen in the ground. Now that door there is completely frozen in, and it is beginning to rot off. So my signage is here. I have one sign there on the outside of the building, and I have another sign over there, you'll see it, and that will go in here. where on the wall. So somewheres in this area here will be where the sign goes, which is going to be a batten board side or wall, and then it has a steel thing there. So Mr. Tim here, he is going to cut the he is going to cut this out right along the edge here, right flush with the bottom of that 2x4 there next to my, give me a tape measure. So you cut that thing off of there and we'll be all good to go. So he's going to do that. Now outside I have a steel door, and I'm just going to show you my progress as we go along. He'll do, it has to be right along the edge there, Tim. You need a longer blade. Yeah, there you go. So it's just a fun little project me and Timothy are doing here. So yeah, right, Tim? So you having fun yet? Oh, good. I'm trying to teach him how to frame stuff. I learned when I was in grade school. So here we got the door kind of sort of in. I bought these cheap shit shims from the Home Depot, and they're pretty much about as useless as they get. So, but it won't really matter because I'm gonna put a molding, or I'm gonna put the trim around it. Well, you call it trim, but for the most part, the door shuts nice. Chemicals will be nice and safe in the back there, along with everything else when I'm done. Let me shimmy through there. And that's what it'll look like. So I'm going to put that Peligro sign, or that Pesticidas sign, on there. And we're going to call that a day pretty soon. So what I'm going to do is, with the door, let me back up here a bit. Now I got to go the wrong way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because this building or this shipping container is not level, I did everything off the sides of the container. So the door actually is not, it's not plumb, which is fine by me because I can open the door and I can come in and I don't have to worry about this stupid thing, coming fast on me or falling, you know, or shutting on me while I'm in here. There's plenty of room. This is a 40-footer or 45-foot container. It does have a hole in the roof, which is going to be tarred pretty soon because I actually have a bucket of tar to go in there. In the back there you can see a carriage from the 1800s, actually the early to mid 1800s. That's pre-Civil War. That's a pre-Civil War carriage there. Leather seats, you know, the whole 9 yards. It's been here for many, many, many years. But anyways, I got my tarps in there, and of course the chemicals that we use to commit herbicide. Right, Tim? Comes in there, gonna be like, well, I wonder what's in there. Well, what? Sasquatch. Did you just do that? Oh, there's a light. You know, it wouldn't hurt to have a light. They're probably going to require that eventually. So yeah, this is it. We got the Sasquatch. This is the back side of the door. It is lockable, and nobody can. Here you go. Lock yourself in. Okay, let's see. Hey. Looks good to me. Looks good from my house, as they say. Alrighty, shut your light off. I'm going to call this a job well done for right now. The one thing that I do have to do, and that is to actually screw the sign fast to the door. I'm going to shut this off. This should satisfy, get me that sign. This should satisfy the Department of Environmental Protection, the DEP, wonderful DEP. So the wall is up, it's impenetrable, got a nice new door there, and now we have danger. Keep out, no entry. So what we'll do is we'll either, you know what, let's not screw it to the door. We'll just nail this on bitch right there. Okay, so, yeah, it has to be clearly marked. Oh, I don't want to do it that way. That's the way you come in. Yeah, let's do it here. All right. In the corners. I don't know that we want to do that. Kind of hold it back a little. No. What? Hold the camera. I'll show you what to do. You ready for this? Okay. I'm just going to hang that sucker back and nail it. Oops. Come on. Now that it looks all yonked up, all I wanted to do was get those nails in. The nail gun wanted to just send it right through.
That's funny.
Now it is signed.
That's funny. Look at the camera.
It's got his little face on that one. Okay, so that's it. I'm saying that's a job well done. What do you think, Squatch? Okay, so this is what the building looks like. It's just an old shipping container. We've had this thing for like 20 some odd years. And of course, like I said, the door had rotted off. But now we're all geared up here. I didn't want to put the door right there, because I am able to open and close this door. It's sunk in the dirt a little bit, but it's really no big deal. But I can open and close that door. I can actually set pallets in here, and I can put stuff in here. So I wanted to set it back enough because of the rot in floor. I'm going to put a piece of plywood over that. But anyway, the whole thing is that here it is. It's a lockable space. You can't get in from any other way. It has natural ventilation. You can definitely call that ventilation. And through the floor, there's holes from where animals have gone through. And, you know, you can see that in here when you shut the door. That it is actually, technically, it is ventilated all over the place. There's just pinholes and things like that. They're not going to go for it. It would be an arguing point. I do have the vent right there. I didn't have a way to cut a hole in the side of the building. So what I'm going to do, because this is corrugated and because this is enclosed, I can't put the vent in the wood. I have to put it through the corrugated steel. So what I did was I bought this expanded metal mesh here. It's galvanized or whatever. It's called gutter guard, which will work just fine. I just need something that the air will go through and that the birds and shit can't get in. So it's wide enough that I can cut a piece of this off on either side of the building. And I'm not going to do it today because it's just a pain in the neck. But I'm going to cut a section out, maybe, I don't know, maybe a 6-inch by whatever, the full width of that, which is about 5. And then I'll just screw 4 screws in the corners, and that'll be ventilation enough for me and, of course, the Department of Environmental Protection. So that is my saga today. If you made it through to the end of the video, please comment, rate, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't, then right down below, or maybe it's up in the upper corner here. Just hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out onelonelyfarmer.com for some really cool merchandise. This hat isn't up there yet, but it's coming. Thanks again.